you know much about the Bank of England? What is it, the Bank of England?
Bank of England.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a Bank of England that so many money probably or wealth or treasures of England has, right? Underneath the thing. I really have no idea. Never been there though.
Yeah.
I've never been there. You
Go
went next
visit.
weekend. No.
Go visit.
No.
Oh, hi there. This is a video about the Bank of England, which is just over there, actually, behind me in the City of London, which you now can't see because my face is in the way, but it's over there. Now, in this video, I want to do three things. Firstly, I want to talk about what the Bank of England is. What is it? It's a bank. Is it? Secondly, I'm going to talk about how we got a Bank of England. I say we, I'm in the UK, quite close to the Bank of England, which is over there behind me, but it's hard for you to see it from here. I've got a Bank of England, so lucky me. But I don't know where you're watching this from. You might not have, or you have a central bank, but is it like the Bank of England? We'll talk about that in the video. Thirdly, I want to talk about what the Bank of England is doing today. And we're going to go, though, in this video for an actual visit to the Bank of England and have a look at it. A quick look at it, actually. But anyway, that's all coming up. But for now, firstly, I want to go inside because a lot of people can hear what I'm saying. It's a bit embarrassing, actually. And I'm going to talk about the first thing. What is the Bank of England? What is it? So let's talk about that first. So firstly, what is the Bank of England? Well, let's start with the of England bit. So if you look at the Bank of England's logo, here it is, you'll see a lady. So do you know that lady? Who's that girl? That's Madonna's song. But anyway, that is Britannia. Now, Britannia is usually used to depict the British Empire. And the Bank of England have had Britannia in their logo since the get-go, really, since 1694 when they were founded. And that's an indication that the Bank of England has got quite a lot to do with the British Empire. So although it's the Bank of England, it means that the impact of the Bank of England has been quite wide-reaching, actually. Also, although it's called the Bank of England, it is the Bank of the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom is a union, a very united union. We're all very, and the United Kingdom is made up of Britain, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. But the central bank for all of these countries is just called the Bank of England. I mean, possibly because when it was founded in 1694, there wasn't the union in its form that it is now, perhaps in the future. So more technically, it is the Bank of the United Kingdom, which you can see in their mission statement on their website, which I'll read out to you if you'd like me to read it. Well, I'll read it out anyway. Their mission statement is promoting the good of the people of the United Kingdom by maintaining monetary and financial stability. So sorry if you're not the United Kingdom, this is promoting our good and they're maintaining monetary and financial stability. So I don't know how stable it feels to you if you're in the UK, but that's their mission. That's what they are. Bank of the United Kingdom, but they're called the Bank of England. But let's not quibble on the name anymore. It's a bank, surely they're a bank. Well, kind of. A bank of banks, really. Now, unless you're a bank, are you a bank? Probably not. Then you or I can't open an account there because it's a central bank, bank for banks. Other banks can open accounts there, but not us, unless you're a bank. You're not. They also are the banker to the government. They lend the government money, basically, and have a big role in that. So this leads on to a very interesting question, which is, are they part of the government then? Well, good question. Thanks for, I asked it, but you may have been thinking it as well and ask it in your own head. I don't know. Well, it's a good question because in theory, the government owns the Bank of England. So that sounds like they're kind of part of the government. However, they used to be a private company, the Bank of England. And also they have this role which is independent of the government, although the government owns them. So I would say they're a bit of a mix, really, a bit of a very interesting, intriguing fusion between something that's private and something that's public. A good fusion, a good blend. Hard to say. Anyway, enough of this. Let's go and visit the Bank of England. Take a look at it. Quick look at it now. Let's go.
This train is about to depart. Please mind the doors.
So here we are on the tube going to Bank Station, and Bank Station is by the Bank of England. Checks out. Now, actually, Bank Station and Bank of England are in a region of London called the City of London, which is a small city inside London, the city. And the City of London is run by the City of London Corporation, and that's their logo there, actually. Their very welcoming logo, that dragon griffin creature. So if you go up the steps to Bank Station, you come out at the Bank of England. There it is. So they're coming up to the door there, and there's the door, and have a look. There we go. There it is. Quick look. Very quick. Rewind. There it is. There's a look. Very quick look. Very, very quick look. So as promised, we had a look at the Bank of England, a quick look, I'll be honest. We can have maybe another longer look another time, perhaps, because this time they did say to me, please don't film anywhere really inside, not even the door. And you can film the door, but only if you film it head on, so you can't even really get a quick look inside. Let's look through these doors. They're really ominous, these doors, aren't they? So anyway, maybe it's for the best that we're walking around the outside to talk about the second thing I want to tell you, which is how the Bank of England was founded, how we got it. Now actually, if we'd come to the Bank of England when it was founded, we wouldn't have seen a huge grand building. In fact, we wouldn't have seen much at all. We'd have even quicker look than this one, which is already a bit too quick, if I'm honest. It was quite small actually when it started, and actually had some temporary accommodation in a place called Mercer's Hall, which is a hall for mercers. And mercers are merchants. We could talk more about what they are, but for now, I think it's important perhaps to know they're an organisation that's part of the City of London Corporation. And the Mercers have still got a hall actually, and it's there, which you can't see it because there's building works going on, so can't really get near it. But anyway, so let's come on to how they were founded. So they were founded in 1694, I think I've already said 1694, and they had a royal charter from the King and Queen, because we had a king and a queen then. We had William of Orange, who was called of Orange because he was from the Netherlands. So anyway, him and Mary, they ruled together. They were cousins and married, and they ruled together and they set up the Bank of England. And shall I read their royal charter, the initial kind of mission statement then? Do you want me to read it to you? I'm going to read it to you. So the original royal charter of 1694 says that the bank was founded to promote the public good and benefit of our people. Lovely. Now, just which people actually doesn't specify, does it? Does it mean all the people in England, then the UK, or does it mean their friends that they shared an office with? Question there. But anyway, we don't know. Vague. Our people, some people. Anyway, so that was the royal charter. Now, what was the best way to promote the public good and benefit of our people? I think we've already said, haven't we? War. Now, initially it was war with France, and the Bank of England gave Britain a real advantage against France in all their wars because it enabled the Bank of England to raise more finance for their war effort. And a lot of the initial finance was actually used to build up the strength and power of the Royal Navy. So I hope that's given you a bit of information about how we got a Bank of England. And just in case it's not obvious, other countries couldn't have their own central banks if they'd been colonised by the British Empire or by another European empire. So if you're British, you might not have thought about the power and privilege that something like our central bank gave us in terms of trading with the rest of the world and having a stronger currency and having quite a lot of power to do things that perhaps aren't obvious if they've never been pointed out to you before. Anyway, something to think about. But the next thing we're going to think about is what the Bank of England is doing today. Now, a good place to think about that is the Bank of England Museum, which I'd really like to take you to next. I say I'd like to take you there because when I went there it was actually closing. I thought I'd got there in time, but I hadn't, so couldn't get in. But I could film the door there. So there's the door of the Bank of England Museum. Was allowed to film that.
Very nice door. Bit late. Bank of England Museum. Another day.
Now look, I've been to the Bank of England Museum before, so we don't have to actually go in. I'll just tell you what I remember about it. And last time I went, might have changed. It was themed around a ship, and the ship reflected the core mission of the Bank of England today, which you can probably remember. I read it out at the beginning. I probably don't want to read it out again. But it was about maintaining the good of the people of the United Kingdom. Now, how do you maintain the good of the people of the United Kingdom? Inflation at 2%. That is their core mission, really, of the Bank of England, is to maintain stable inflation. That's what we want, stable inflation at 2%. When do we want it? Now. What have we got? Not inflation at 2%. Why 2% inflation? Well, I could talk you through the theories and was thinking about doing that actually because I used to teach economics and there are loads of theories about inflation targeting. An influential theory, for example, is the Phillips curve, the work of Philip or Mr. Philip, Dr. Philip, which says there's a relationship between inflation and unemployment. And the goal of a central banker is to try and balance out all these different things. Like making a smoothie, you want to try and balance out the ingredients. And in the economy, you don't want inflation, that's bad for people. You don't want unemployment, that's bad for people. So you're trying to kind of balance out and get the kind of most optimal mix where you keep these two things down. However, you might be working with very tricky ingredients and it might be very difficult, even with the best of intentions, to create anything delicious given what you're working with. Now, the most important thing I'm going to say really in this video is just to point out cheers. So that's good for you, good for us. That's what they're saying. But anyway, so there is some theory, but as is often the case in practice, things are a little bit blurred. A bit like my smoothie. So it's time to end this video, which has been a quick look at the Bank of England, which is over there, still outside behind Oxford House now. Been raining quite heavily. So I'll recap. In this video, I took you for a bit of a walking tour around the Bank of England, very much around the outside of it, and I covered 3 things. The first thing is what the Bank of England is, and it's quite complex. It's a mix between something that's private and something that's public, like a very complex and nuanced smoothie. And I'm going to talk about that more in another video. So I'd like to say click here if you want to watch that, but I'm still editing it actually. So maybe click there. But if you click somewhere at some point, you will see it. Now, the second thing I said is when we got the Bank of England. And I said it was founded in 1694. And I've read out their mission statement several times actually, which as they point out on their website has stayed almost the same since 1694. Is that a good thing, do you think? Well, it shows consistency, stability anyway. Now, the third thing I talked about is what the Bank of England is doing today. And we almost went to the Bank of England Museum. We didn't quite. And it is a place to go and visit. I would recommend it, actually. They've got some really important new exhibitions in there. But their main exhibition is themed around a ship to show that the Bank of England, really what it does is keeps the economy stable and steering it on a stable course, a stable ship. That's what it's about. There are, by the way, some ships or some boats down there. Houseboats, really. They're very stable, not going anywhere. But the ship in the Bank of England Museum reflects their core mission, which is to benefit the people on the ship. Now, I don't know if you feel that you're on this ship. You might be literally living on a ship or a boat if you're in the UK, which might be a lovely lifestyle choice, or it might be because house prices and rents are really expensive right now. And actually, the Bank of England admit that's partly because of some of their policies, actually. And I really wanted to make this video because it seems to me, my opinion, that if the Bank of England was founded in time of empire, it might be a good time to have a look at it now. And this video has been a very quick look at the Bank of England. And I don't know what you think about this video, whoever you are, wherever you are. I'd love to know, but I'll leave you with a question, if you want a question, which is, do you think it's possible that our institutions, like the Bank of England, could be set up with a remit not to benefit some people, our people, these people, but all people, all around the world? There's a question, which I'll just leave here with you, if you want it. It's there. Some very noisy geese, ducks, not sure what they are. Hello. But for now, it's time to leave. Getting a lot of weird looks here. And I will leave you, not here by the riverbank, but I'll leave you at the bank, not the Bank of England, but Bank Tube Station. And I'll leave you with the views of Johanna. Thanks for chatting to me earlier, and thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.
I don't know what they're gonna do. Still ask the one who is suffering, right?
What's that? Say that again?
Still ask the one who is suffering.
Exactly. Good.
They're the one who decides this and that, but still the one who is struggling is below them.
Right. Right.